For this particular lesson, I want to talk about logical reasoning. And guess what? You have actually used logical reasoning throughout your life and you don't even know it. You do this all the time. Even in my class, even outside, out in the yard, playing stuff. You use logical reasoning. Okay? I know I'm not saying much yet, but can you actually come up with an example to show me? What have you done in your life that you use logic to solve? Yes? You forgot.
How to throw a football?
Huh?
How far to throw a football?
Okay. Give me a more specific example on that one. What does it have to do with logical reasoning? Yes.
Is logical reasoning when you get in trouble?
It's kind of like this. It's kind of like this. Here. If you get into a fight in the school, you know what will happen, right?
Yeah, you'll get in trouble.
Yeah. So logically, notice you say I'm using the word logically. Logically, you will do what?
Get in trouble.
Lie. If you don't want to get into trouble, what will you do?
Lie.
Yeah, you don't fight. Done. Stay out of trouble. Okay. So there's some specific things that you see, you observe happen to people, and you say, I'm not going to have that happen to me. So you are applying something, logical reasoning there, to say, I don't want that to happen to me, therefore I need to do something so that I can avoid it. Now, in terms of mathematics, well, let's take a look first. This is not logical reasoning lesson. Okay? And two primary things I want to talk about today are called induction versus deduction. And I want to make it brief so that you have a clear understanding of what it is. First of all, induction simply means you are going from a very general, going from a very specific thing to general. And for deduction, you're going from a very general point of view. General things like clue, looking for clues, looking at patterns. To specific conclusion. Okay? So, very basic definition of the two. Let me give you an example as well. You use deduction a lot. For our project, you are using induction. Let me explain why you're using induction for our project this time around. Notice that the objective for your project is to come up with a general formula. Is that true? But how do you actually come up with a general formula? Don't you have to look at specific examples? Like at the third iteration, how many blue triangle? At the ninth iteration, how many triangles? So specific things. And then once you have enough of the specific things where you realize, oh wait, there is a pattern, then you come up with a general statement to conclude that there is one, so that I can just, I will be able to find any iteration if I want to. That's the process of induction. Here's another one that I want to give you. It makes more sense. Let's say I take 1 plus 3. Answer.
4.
Okay, let's take 3 plus 5.
8.
Okay, let's take 5 plus 7. Okay, so I'm doing a lot of examples, but notice that the two numbers that I picked are what? They're odds. But what do I notice about my answer that I get back? They're all even. You see it? So because I've done so many examples, I come up with one final conclusion. That if I take two odd numbers together and I add them, my answer will always be even. I just made an induction on that because I did from very specific things, specific examples, and I arrived to a very general conclusion. Okay? That kind of cover everything. Any two odd numbers added together will give me a even. That'd be any numbers, odd numbers, I'll get even. Vice versa, if we talk about deduction, which we'll be learning today anyway in class, let's do a real life example. You go home one day, all right? You find that your house, the windows of your house broken. You see stuff, like clothing articles out in your lawn. Your door is busted open. You see that your place has been you know, whatever. It's all mess in there. What's the first thing
I
that
got
comes to your mind? You got
Where's
wrong,
my
right? That's kind of obvious, isn't it?
But
Okay, so notice that first thing I observe is all the clues, right? And then you also look at the patterns that you've seen on TV, that your house is all a mess and then broken windows and stuff like that. So you see clues, you see pattern, and then you finally made a conclusion based on that. What is your final conclusion? You got wrong. That is called deduction. Okay? Do you see the main difference there? You see that? Any questions on that one? Okay. So with that in mind, I want to talk about our actual lessons for today. It's actually pretty easy. Let's bring this up. Here you go. Let's take with the fruit salad for a minute. Now I'm going to have to pass this out. Sarita, oh, never mind. Can you just quickly pass this out for me? On this side. On this side. Thank you. Just pass it down. Thanks. Okay, what I'm passing out is just a sample of what we're going to have. This is not your homework just yet, okay? I'll give it to you. You can solve that one. And on the say what part, it's okay. You can read it for information. But I want to start with the fruit salad problem right now. Okay, ready? We have enough? One more. Here it is. You need one more? Okay. All right, so let's take a look. What we have for the fruit salad are, let's take a look at number one here. I have one general statement, and I want you to try to read it and see if you can actually get anything out of that particular statement. Any clue you can find, anything that will help you understand it better, let's get out of it too. So let's get number one here done. Elizabeth sat next to the girl who brought pineapple. Just based on that one sentence, what can you say or deduce from it?
there's a pineapple.
He might ask.
Just read it carefully. Elizabeth sat next to the girl who brought pineapple. Yes. What do you think? Yes.
Elizabeth doesn't have the pineapple.
Who?
Elizabeth doesn't have the pineapple.
Thank you. You're right. Just based on that one sentence, you can say something like, Elizabeth did not bring the pineapple because she sat to the one that actually brought one. So you can say, Elizabeth didn't bring the pineapple. You see that? Easy. So that's one deduction right there, based on sentence. Of course, you can have several more if you want to. You can say like Elizabeth and, Elizabeth, anyway. Well, I think that's the only thing that I can actually deduce from it, huh? She did not bring the pineapple.
She has friends.
She has a friend. Well, you never know.
She was
It doesn't
assigned
say.
to bring pineapple.
But let's move on to number two. This Carrie is older than McKeithen and the girl who brought kiwi.
What?
Carrie is older than McKeithen and the girl who brought kiwi. Based on that one sentence, what can you say about it?
So,
The oldest.
Okay, good. Let's take that one thing at a time. Don't mix them together, okay? Carrie is the oldest. Okay, what else can you say?
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Carrie didn't bring the kiwi.
Thank you. Carrie did not bring the kiwi. Carrie didn't bring kiwi. What else?
the girl brought in kiwi.
Did McKeithen bring kiwi?
Uh-uh.
No, then can you also say that McKeithen didn't bring the kiwi?
Told you.
Okay. What else? Yes?
The girl and McKeithen are younger than Carrie.
Thank you. You can say that too.
Elizabeth.
And the girl are younger than Carrie? What else?
They're all girls.
How do you know that? How do you know that Keithan is a girl? How do you know that Carrie is a girl? You don't even know. Just only extract the fact out of your statement. What else?
The girl.
Okay, well the girl brought kiwi, fine.
There's 3 girls.
They all like fruits.
Yeah, sure. Okay, there. So, just one sentence like that, you can actually extract a lot of clues from that sentence. And this is what I want you to do when you do your homework tonight. Read carefully and try to extract as many clues as you can from one particular sentence. Okay? Move on here. Check this last one out. It says that Barnes is older than the one who brought the banana, but younger than his uncle. Younger than his uncle who brought the watermelon. So, what can you say? Okay, so the uncle is the oldest. Okay, so
He brought the
uncle
watermelon.
is the oldest. What else? Yes.
Barnes is the boy.
Who? What?
Barnes is the boy.
Barnes is a boy. Okay, good. He's a real boy.
How do you know that? It doesn't say it's a boy. Oh yeah, it just is.
Oh yeah, I did right here.
Robert.
His.
It's uncle.
He's a real boy.
Okay, yes.
He's the second.
She's a second.
He's the second oldest. Yes.
He did not.
What else?
He did not bring anything. He's cool.
He didn't bring anything. Okay. Carrie didn't bring. Barnes didn't bring anything. What else?
The uncle brought watermelon.
Okay, so yeah, you can say a lot more things, right? The uncle brought the watermelon. Well, you get the point. Is that true?
Yes.
On what we're doing.
We still have 1 line.
Okay, I know, but you know what I'm about to say. Well, you can say what you want in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn to the other page called the Winter Wonderland. Okay. And let's do this together. I'm going to go ahead and leave this box right here. You already have the clues. So we will read the clues and we will keep track of our clues using this matrix. This is our method of keeping track of our clues. So listen carefully. When I give you a problem, you have to read it word for word. Don't skip over anything because you know you might miss a clue. So if you read it, it says this. The Zona family spent the day at the winter park yesterday. They had a real cool time. You can play with the facts below and use the grid to figure out how each of them spent their time. So now that we have a good clue of that, let's read. Look at the grid. Notice that there are 4 family members and 4 different activities. Each person, here's the first clue, did 1 activity. Okay, 1, exactly 1. So if you're choosing 1, you cannot do the other. Second clue, Anthony is the ice skater's dad. So, who's Anthony? He's the ice skater's dad. So if he's the ice skater's dad, is he ice skating?
No, he's not the one I
Okay, so that means this is what you do. You go to Anthony line and you say, wait, if he's the ice skater's dad, then he's not doing ice skating. So you put an X right through that box to indicate that Anthony's not ice skating, and he's the dad, right?
You fill in the box.
Okay, and then it says this means that Anthony's not the ice skater. So please, in the blank, write in Anthony is not the ice skater. Place an X in the Anthony ice skater box, and we already did it. Okay, that's the second clue. Look at the third clue. Beth is mother to the ice skater and the sledder. This one sentence right here tells a lot. If Beth is the mother to the ice skaters and the sledder, that means she's not doing the ice skating or the sledding either. So because of that, we can cross out the ice skating box and the sledding box. And because if she's the mother to the ice skating and the sledding, that means Anthony's also the father of the ice skaters and the sledder. Is that true? Okay, any questions right now, please raise your hand. On what we just...
Ice skater or
The sledder, right? Right? Because if Beth is the mom of both, then also Anthony is the father of both.
Okay.
Okay, so for number 3, that's what you're going to fill in. Beth was not the ice skater or the sledder. Place the X where you did it. Now that you know Beth did one of these 2 activities. which two activities could be Beth's activity?
No.
Skiing or snowman. Very good. So she's either a skier or a snowmaner. Okay? Alright, move on. 4. Josh and Beth's activities required hills. Okay, by the way, we know that Beth is the mom, so that means Josh and Damien must be the children, right? And since Beth's activities required hills, we narrowed down to just 2. Which activity here required hills? Snowman or skiing? So did we just find out what Beth did? She is a skier, so I put a smiling face right there because I just found her activity. Is that true?
Yes.
And look at Josh. Josh activity also required hill, right? Which one here? We know that Josh and Damien has to be either ice skater or a sledder. Which activity required hill? Sledding, right? So that means Josh has to be the sledder. Is that true?
Yeah.
There it is. That means I can also cross everything else for Josh. That means Damien has to be the ice skater. Good. So I can put a happy face right there as well. And if I got 3 activities out of the 4, Anthony has to be the
Snowman.
snowman. And you are done.
It's hard though.
Good look.
Yeah, it is.
Three in a row.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So I noticed that I actually went through and be able to figure out the rest of the clue. Just based on one extra information. Okay? But ideally you want to read over every single clue you can and to verify that it is indeed a fact before you mark it. And this is how we keep track of our facts. Okay, any question on this particular assignment? On what you're supposed to be doing for today?
Is this homework?
No, this is just a sample one.
Oh.
You want the homework?
No.
No, you don't. Here's the homework.